So I had already the screencast number 33. I already did some example on JSP for all the CRUD operation. Just look for the my screencast number 33, and there is a really complete enterprise level application. How can you build your JSP? How can you build your GUI by UI or front end based on the JSP template engines or your frameworks. And there's another example I already did. There's two more examples here, like 30 number screencast number 34. There is a Thymeleaf based Spring Thymeleaf based template engine based UI or UI or GUI development frameworks. And I also did the FreeMarker also 32, the number 32. There is a FreeMarker based example, you can get it. And this is most important if you are in the Groovy technology, Groovy Grails technology, and there is GSP, Java Groovy server pages. It's simply like this one, the JSP, but it's different technology because you know the Groovy is written in top of the Java RM. That's why I already did three example, really efficient and professional example like 12 and 13 and 21. This is the GUI development. So you just, that means you see the pictures, like you define your microservices or REST APIs, you customize REST APIs. You simply call which technology stack, which Java Groovy based front-end technology you try to use. It's really completely independent your decision. If you have if you have more developer for JSP, just use the JSP, call the services, and build the GUI. If you have a really more developer has a possibility to Thymeleaf to develop it, there's develop FreeMarker or GSP or the Apache Velocity and edit 4J. Yeah, that's also the possible to use the all are those template engines or frameworks or UI frameworks are completely Java and Groovy based. And if you are completely in the Java and Groovy technology, in Java and Groovy developer, you have many developers, then go this way as a front-end developer to integrate those front-end technology. That's the idea. Depending, and if you go to the right side of the graphs, you see that I have the same microservices, which is using for Java or Groovy or template, any template based engine, and this the another part is the same microservices. We are in the JavaScript based UI or the UI or front-end development frameworks or template engines. So nowadays I saw a lot of the JavaScript-based frameworks. They're really quick and efficient and functional, and you have a lot of developers, many developers. Because if you have it in Java and Groovy, developer is expensive. Then even though you can go to this very simple, very simple JavaScript-based framework to build your GUI, but you get depending. But I said it's depending on your reduce resource and depending your company structure, depending on your client requirements, what technology stack they would like to release, or that the developer need to do, the company need to be release it, and which technology stack they are familiar with your clients. So if I look for if you look the right side of the graph, I reported something here. That's the one of the example that I said in my first example, like Angular and TypeScript based GUI frameworks. This is the JavaScript but with Node.js. That's I mean that's so I already used it with Angular. I built a one GUI frameworks, and then now I try to build these custom APIs to call all the APIs into my GUI and then build the all operation that I need, the requirement specification based on the requirement specifications. So you see the popular Angular UI or front-end developments frameworks with the Prime and Z. I reportedly here the Prime and Z with this one, the Angular and Prime and Z, and this is the TypeScript based. If you are not familiarized with TypeScript, very simple. Just you transforming you calling your microservices to the extra layer and build the TypeScript based services and call the service TypeScript based service into your directly the Angular GUI or in the Prime and Z GUI. So see the pictures. The React is really nowadays is really popular. I didn't have any practical example, the enterprise level example, but you can look for the Googles to get really quick overview. How can you build a GUI or UI based on the React? But I will start when I get I have enough, when I we had enough time, then we'll try to build a one example based on the React GUI frameworks. Like if you see that, okay, we did our job 80% done. Just we need what framework technology that's we try to used. That's all. So we have a different technology, Vue.js and Bootstrap and jQuery UI and so on and so forth. There is many really optimized and functional and really efficient JavaScript based UI or GUI development frameworks. That's depend how. But the idea is look like to give it to you how you can think how it works, how the all the things, all the technology stacks come up together, and you can think about and you can build very quickly. That's the one of the big problems for the beginner. Even though the many people's I saw that a lot of people they didn't understand how the complete architecture works when they start to development. But this the picture that I try to give it to you. This is the really one of the really professional pictures how the real enterprise application works and how the technology stacks works together. How the resource means how many developer for which technology stack that's come up together and build applications. So that means in the right side, if you are Java and Groovy based, then you can go this way. And if you are the JavaScript based frameworks, GUI frameworks or technology based, you can go this way. Even though if you have expose your endpoint, as I said, then you can go any platform, any smart devices. Doesn't matter mobile or how can say smart homes or smart city applications, all things. Because you already defined your microservices, all the communications or all protocol is there. Just you need to build your depending on which platform you are, which technology stack you are, which technology the requirement for the clients. Then just build it and very quickly. That means that for my understanding, look like if you are in here, then if you are already done your REST APIs or microservices, then I believe its job 80%, 70 to 80% is done. And then 20% job is to build the GUI, because GUI there is nothing with nothing to do with the business logic. Just they build the forms or do their respective buttons or in CSS, HTML things together and call the services, build what they need, because you did it already. Your job is 80% to 70% done. They need to build depending which front-end technology they try to use it, to call it, or to integrate it. But it's depend on your resource, depend on the client requirements, depend on your flow of your workflow of your company or workflow your technology stacks. That's I mean. So just close look these pictures and try to understand what I mean here, and try to understand, synchronize the complete pictures. It doesn't matter is the experienced people or is a beginner, to understand how the technology works, how the technology stack in top of other technology. And if it's the one I mean how the layering works, the software layering works. So you have a one layering means I mean tier. So first tier, second tier, third tier, or n-1 tier. That's I mean. So that means if you have a like really well designed your ORM, your object models, or if you have it like the older technology monolithic application with JDBC, then even though you can come up with also define your REST APIs or microservices, and then you can come up with the front-end technology depending where you are. That's the really important picture. You need to close look at it, need to understand it, and go further to concentrate what's the potentiality you have it. Like if you are sound knowledge in the middle layer for as a API or microservice or